got it? Yeah, this one. This has only one option of change open to it, given all the circumstances. And this option of change for this carbon molecule, atom, is the thing that will actually happen in reality. That is the change we're interested in. And that single thing, because reality takes one direction, not multi-universe person, this change takes in one direction, and therefore there is only one option open to it, and this option is described by the laws of nature. So the carbon atom cannot choose between different options given what he's bouncing into. And that does not change for whether the carbon atom is outside my head or inside my head. Again, there's one set of rules for carbon atoms, and it doesn't matter where they are, they comply to the same rules. And if you have a carbon atom inside your head and it has only one option of change of velocity and location open to it, then a whole conglomerate of these things bouncing into each other will also have only one option of change open to it. Good and bad is also something that has to be carefully defined. I would say that actions can be immoral even if the actor could have acted differently given the past, could not have acted differently given the past. So this is the case if his actions can theoretically not be exercised universally by all people. So that is the UPB argument. So yeah, it sounds a bit sadistic. You say, yeah, this guy is evil, but is doing evil actions, but yeah, he could not have done anything different given the past. So yeah, isn't that sadistic? Yeah, that's just the way nature is. I cannot help that. If you deny that good and bad can exist in a deterministic universe, it is like saying that you cannot call a ball red in a deterministic universe if it had not had the opportunity to be yellow. That is the same thing. You can still call it red because it's an objective thing about the light waves it reflects, and you can still distinguish red and yellow balls even if the red ball did not have the choice to be yellow. And you can distinguish between good and bad people even if the bad people did not have the opportunity, given all their past, to do good things. Another thing is the use of blame and showing anger and other emotions. Can you still do that as a determinist? Because the argument always goes that, hey, you cannot be angry with me, or because I could not have done anything else anyway, so why are you angry with me? And I would say anger and blame are tools of communication designed to change other people's behavior according to the definition of change I gave before, the deterministic definition of change. So when a determinist is angry with someone, he does not say, if I would have been you, I would have acted differently. Because that would be a nonsensical statement. Because if you say, if I would have been you, I would have acted differently, you would not have been you. Because if you would have been him, then you would have been him in every aspect, also this bad action. So it is nonsense of implying that I would have acted differently if I would have been you. And it also does not imply that you did an evil action and I'm angry with you and I blame you for that. And it does not imply you could have done something different in the past, because the past is anyway behind us, and even the Free Willies agrees that the past is immutable, I at least think. So when you're angry with someone, you do not say to him, go back in time and change your evil action into a good one. What what you imply is don't do this in the future anymore. So it is about, anger is about the future behavior. And then is the question, can he change his behavior? Yeah, you don't know if your anger is going to be the cause that that will change him around. It could be, it could not be. But it is a tool of communication with which humans try to establish that change in behavior. Wait a second. There's my... Okay, now for the proof. Finally, all definitions behind us. To the proof, there's one premise is Einstein's special relativity theory is true. The second premise is you cannot change what is in your past. It is determined, it is fixed, and it's immutable. The past is the past, it's happened. There's no option of change. Premise 3, if an event is deterministic for one observer, it can no longer change for another observer with a different speed. So now we get to special relativity, and I'll post a link to a nice animation movie here on the right that explains it much better than I do. But the idea is that that if you have two observers with a different speed relative to each other, then this causes the future of one person to be in the past of another person. And this has some serious consequences, because if you agree that the past is immutable and deterministic, then as soon as you can construct an observer with a speed and history that that has your future in his past, then it automatically goes that if you agree that his past is immutable and it is the events in his past have happened and cannot be changed anymore, that even though they are in your future, you can also not change them. And of course, relativity theory has a nice prevention mechanism from you communicating, or the one that has your future in his past, from communicating that to you and you being able to change your behavior according to that by the limitations to the speed of light and the communication that is possible with that. But that doesn't take away that you can construct an observer in the Andromeda Nebula that has a relative speed towards you, that has or away from you, I forget that, but that has your future in his past. And if his past is immutable, then UPB says that your future is then also immutable, because it's universal for all human beings. So I'll try to explain it also in a story of say two people are on a train. It's a very long train and it's going fast. Let's call them Greg and Nathan. And there's an observer on the platform, and let's call him Stefan. And Greg and Nathan have a quarrel, and they are decided to voluntarily to finish this off with a duel. And the way they do this is they have a bunch of gunpowder in the middle of the train, and they set that off, and then a flash of light goes to either end of the train. Because it's in the middle and they are on either end of the train, they agree that when we see the flash of light, that is the moment we can draw our pistols. And that will be simultaneously for them, because they are traveling with the same speed on the train, and the light travels from the middle with the speed of light to either one of them, and when it reaches them, it will be simultaneously, and they will agree on that. Now, the observer Stefan on the platform will see this whole thing happening, and the flash of gunpowder will go off exactly when the train passes him and the gunpowder is in front of him. Now he will have a different view of things, because he will also say that the light